Check out this Miary Zo. Here we go. See what she's looking like.
Tondronao le tanalahy teo. Manota fady amin'ny sany a. Zao fanao.
So far, with the exception of Clive from Final Fantasy XVI, all of the Tekken 8 DLC characters have been returning fighters from previous games. But Miary Zo, the next and final DLC from Character Pack 2, is a brand new character created totally from scratch for Tekken 8.
Is that a
That
side
means
step
there's
low?
a lot to learn about playing her and playing against her. Fortunately, I got the full breakdown from Bandai Namco esports manager Alex Julio, and one
Oh, this
last time
shit
for
come out
Character
on
Pack 2,
Tuesday?
let's
Yeah,
take
she
a look
come
at
out
Miary
Tuesday.
Zo in Tekken 8.
I'm gonna try her
go over
out.
what's unique
I
about
actually
the
want to play
character,
with her.
her best moves, punishes, and some combo routes to get you started.
Hopefully she ain't too crazy, but the last two DLC characters have been
First
pretty
off, just
decent.
a quick overview of the character. Miary Zo is the first Tekken character that hails from Madagascar and employs a variety of techniques
It
inspired
looked like
by
that's
African
a
martial
homing
arts, and
mid.
also a handful of spirit animal-based attacks. She's got a spirit staff that she can swing and incorporate into her combos, a few stance transitions to mix opponents up with, and some especially cool tricks that she can do by the wall as well. She was described to me as a character that excels at close distance, is designed to be easy for newcomers to pick up, but also has a very linear offense and fairly weak low-hitting attacks. Let's start off though
So
by covering her
he's
stances.
saying it's linear, so maybe you can sidestep a lot of it.
Her main stance is called Merengue Moroso, hereby referred to as More, and she can enter it all by itself by inputting forward 3. From this stance, her follow-ups are a quick 13-frame mid on More 1 with a somewhat hit-confirmable extension in More 1-2 that is also a heat engager. It's got
It's a
decent
high.
tracking to the right, is steppable to the left, and the
Step to
second
the
hit
left.
is a high that can be ducked.
High.
If they're conditioned to try and duck the extension, she can also do More 1-4, which hits mid, but is minus 13 on
Negative
block.
13.
On hit, it transitions into her other stance at plus 6, which we'll get to in just a second. On More 2, she's got a 15-frame counter hit launcher that is safe on block at minus 6 and knocks down on regular hit. It is sidesteppable and sidewalkable in both directions, but since she can alter the timing, it can be tricky to do so. She's got a 17-frame mid power crush on More 3
Negative
that is minus
13.
13 on block and knocks down.
Some mid.
Very linear and sidesteppable in both directions. In addition, she can also do More 4, a 17-frame low attack that leaves
Negative
Miary at
12
minus 1
on
on
block.
hit and minus 12 on block. She also has an extension with More 4-3
It's a high.
that adds on a high hitting kick that leaves her at plus 6 on hit. If the first hit is blocked, the second hit will auto whiff, leading to a
That's
big
the
punish for
launcher.
your opponent. It too is fairly linear and can be sidestepped or walked
Okay.
in both directions. On More 1+2, she's got a slow 26-frame flipping attack that is plus 6 on block and will shift into her other stance unless you hold back. On hit, you get a free follow-up whether you're in stance or not, as you're left at plus 23. It too can be pretty easily sidestepped
Damn,
or
it's-
walked in either direction.
Okay, so she
Finally,
might
she
not.
can transition from stance to stance.
We'll have to
with
see,
More
but she
3+4,
might not be that bad
and
if a
on
lot of this
More
stuff can be
1+2,
sidestepped.
she's got a little belly flop that's 16 frames, plus 4 on hit, and minus 2 on block. Her second stance is her spear stance, called Baobab Mahira, which can be entered by pressing 3+4 or by connecting with certain moves and strings, which, again, we'll cover in a bit. Her first move is Bao 1, which is just a quick high hitting jab attack that's 13 frames and plus 4 on block. She has a follow-up on Bao 1-4, which has her coming down in a cartwheel attack for 2
five.
mid hits that are safe on block at minus 5. On hit, it's a natural combo that knocks down and leaves you at plus 24. If the first hit is ducked, the follow-up can either be sidestepped, which gives you a bigger punish but is a bit trickier to time, or you could just hit her out of the air. On Bao 2, Miary has a 23-frame launcher that also hits
Okay,
grounded
so it's gonna be a
opponents,
guess.
making it ideal for following up a knockdown that puts you in staff stance. On block, it's minus 18, so
Kinda
expect
slow,
to
so
eat
you
some
might be able to
punishment
react
if
to
is
it.
blocked. Her safe mid option out of this stance is Bao 3, which is a 19-frame homing heat engager that's minus 9 on block. She also has an 18-frame health sweep from the stance on Bao 4. It launches on
Oh,
counter hit,
Lord.
but as you'd imagine,
gonna be
you
all
will
guessing.
die if they block this.
You might. I
And
guess you
finally,
might be
she'll
able to see
transition
that.
back into Merengue Moroso by pressing forward while in the spear stance. And if you press up forward, she'll actually hop between spirit stabs like a monkey to gain some distance. Finally, she technically has one more stance, but this can only be used with her back to the wall. By pressing back 3+4, Miary will backflip,
jump on the wall,
and if
back
she lands
3
on
plus
the wall
4.
while backflipping, she'll actually cling to it and can do a push-off flying kick by pressing 4 while wall clinging. This attack does 40 damage on its own and can be either
Wonder
+2
what else
or
she can
+3
do off of
on
that.
block depending on spacing. If the opponent scouts it, it can be easily sidestepped to the left or right. And the last thing to know is that while in heat, Miary Zo can use this wall spring attack even without a wall, as she will jump onto her staff and can spring off that.
So is that the only thing she gets out of that?
Alright, now that her stances are covered, let's dive into some of her best moves. 3-2 is a 13 frame
3-2.
heat engaging string that's
What's
-9
that,
on the
mid,
first
high?
hit and -6
Yeah.
on the second. The second hit is high and can be ducked, but Miary Zo can also use 3-1,
She got a-
which hits mid. It isn't a true mix-up though, and can be fuzzy guarded by tapping down back. And
Okay,
also be
fuzzy
aware that
guard.
it is jab punishable at -10. However,
-10.
this string also has a third follow-up hit on 3-1-2. The third hit is -14, so you're taking a bit of a gamble that they'll try to jab punish the second hit. 1+2 is a 15 frame heat engager that is safe on block at -9. While it is 2 hits that are mid and high, the first hit
Can't
jails,
duck
so
it.
you aren't able to duck and punish the second hit. It will catch sidewalk and sidestep right, but is easily sidesteppable and sidewalkable to the left. This move also works
She
out of
weak
wall
to the
standing.
left side step
Back
in
4
pretty
is
much.
a 19 frame pole spinning attack that hits mid, tracks to the right, but is also sidesteppable and sidewalkable to the left. The good thing about it is that it crushes
Sidestep
low
left is her
moves.
weak
On
side.
hit, it gives you a knockdown, and on counter hit, you get a hard knockdown with a guaranteed follow-up with down 1+2. It will also wall stun when used against the wall. Back 2-3 is a 2-hit high string that also jails after the first hit is blocked, so there's no blocking the first hit and ducking the second. The second hit is also safe on block at -9,
Wow,
while the
it's
first is
-9?
-12, so there's really no reason to not let the whole string rock. The real value of this string though is that it shifts into her merengue stance if she holds forward. On hit, she shifts into the stance at +5, and on block, she's in at -6, but you can
-6.
cancel the stance with down back and still make yourself safe. Down 3 is a 20 frame low hitting attack that's +1 on hit. It will catch sidestep
Almost
left,
like,
but not sidewalk left, while being fully
Athena's,
sidesteppable and
down-
sidewalkable to the right.
Down 3.
On block, it's -14. Up 1+2 is a 22 frame pound attack that is +4 on block, and on hit it leaves you at +13, guaranteeing a wall standing 1-4, which is a heat engager. I'm sounding like a broken record, I know, but it is very linear and can be sidestepped in both directions.
Basically want to
4-4-2 is a
sidestep
very
most of her
solid
stuff to
mid-poke
the
with
left.
16 frames of startup that is safe on block at -9. You can hit 2 again for a follow-up snake attack that will knock down and is still -9 on block.
That's safe
It
too.
will also wall stun. Forward 3 is a
Why
21
not?
frame
You may as well
mid-hitting
do it.
Ookami attack that is safe on block at -9, leaves you at +6 on hit, and, well, there's really not much more to say about it, so let's just move on to quarter circle forward 1. This powerful looking back elbow strike deals 25 damage on its own, is safe on block at -9, wall stuns,
It's safe
and
on
can
block
be used
too?
to punctuate combos with heavy damage. Like a lot of her kit, it can be sidestepped and walked in
Okay.
both directions. Forward 2-1 is a 2-hit dash attack that jails.
Should be able to
which
at
allows
least-
Azucena's own running 3-2. If you hold forward,
That
you'll
jails
shift
too?
into her Merengue Moroso stance at +4 on block, allowing you to keep your pressure going with either an uninterruptible more 1 that can be hit confirmed into
I don't
a
know
heat
about some of
engager,
this. It
or
seem
a
like
plus on block more
too
1+2
much
to
stuff
keep
is
your
gelling,
turn,
like
or
stuff
any
like
of
that.
her
You
other
should be able to
moves out of
duck
the
under.
stance. Even without transitioning into the stance, you're still +1. On hit, it will knock down, giving you a free follow-up with more 2. Or, if you decide not to transition into stance, you can do down 1+2. Like most running moves, it's sidesteppable in both directions, though it is a bit harder to step to the left. While standing 3 is a 20 frame attack that is +4 on block, and on hit it forces crouch and leaves you at +7. On counter hit, it becomes a launcher. It too is very easily sidesteppable and sidewalkable in both directions. Full crouch down forward 4 is probably her best low hitting move. It's 18 frames of startup, +4 on hit, +9 on a close range clean hit with a knockdown that leads to a follow-up down 1+2. On block though, it's -26, and you're probably going for a very painful ride. The good news is that it does at least have pretty good tracking in both directions, making it a good tool to try to catch sidesteppers.
She might be
Sidestep
kind
2
of
is one
tricky
of
because they're
Miary's
giving her a
key
lot
moves.
of
It's a 20-frame sidestepping mid-attack that's +3 on regular
a
hit,
lot of
or
options.
+6 if you transition into Merengue stance by holding forward.
What is that on
block,
counter
it's
hit?
still +1 without transitioning, and +4 if you do transition into stance. Best of all, it's a counter hit
And it's a
launcher as
mid?
well. It is linear. However, because it's a move out of sidestep, if you move in the same direction as your opponent, you might be able to still catch them unless they're fully committed to the sidewalk. Up 3 is a move that normally is pretty unremarkable, but if used while in heat, she gains a follow-up in Up 3 too, which is a powerful launcher that's safe at -9 and gives some pretty substantial pushback as well. Finally, we have Forward 4 2, and this is a really unique attack as you can actually choose the direction of the follow-up claw swipe by inputting either Forward 4 Up 2 or Forward 4 Down 2. This comes in handy especially at the wall, as this move can wall splat, allowing Miary to threaten with wall combos from angles that other characters would not be able to. It's also safe on block at +9, and if used while
So you
in heat,
decide which way you want to
advantageous
do
at
it, so you
+2.
can wall
So
splat
those are a
somebody.
collection of Miary Zo's best moves. Now let's cover her punishes. For 10 frames, you're going to want to use 1-1-2, which can shift into Merengue stance at +5 on hit by holding forward. She's got an 11 frame punish on 2-2. This will send the opponent far away with a knockdown and will wall stun as well. For 12 frames, she has back 1-4, which will knock down. And she can also do 4-4, which automatically transitions into her staff stance at +6 on hit.
I guess you
From
try
here,
for a
you can
mix
poke
there.
with an uninterruptible jab, and once they respect the jab, you can either go for your safe mid, or if you don't think they're looking for it, you can go for the hell sweep.
Seems like this
You can also
somewhat like
cancel the stance by pressing back, which leaves you at +0.
like Yoshi's
Or if you don't think they're looking for 4-4, which automatically transitions
3-1.
into a staff stance at +6 on hit. From here, you can poke with an uninterruptible jab, and
because
once
if
they
you
respect
jab
the
in his,
you can either go for your safe mid,
you can
or if
catch
you don't
somebody
think they're looking for it,
doing 3-1
you can
and
go for the hell sweep.
2-3.
You can also cancel the stance by pressing back, which leaves you at +0. For 13 frames, you've got a couple of options.
Did you say it's
You
just
could use
safe
the
on hit
aforementioned
though, or is it?
It's at +6 on hit. From here, you can poke with an uninterruptible
Yeah, it's
jab,
only on hit
and
though.
once they respect the jab, you can either go for your safe
Okay.
mid, or if you don't think they're looking for it, you can go for the hell sweep. You can also cancel the stance by pressing back, which leaves you at +0. For 13 frames, you've got a couple of options. You could use the aforementioned 3-2, as it is a heat engager, and Miary has a bunch of cool techniques while you're in heat. Or if you want a punisher that puts you into another stance mix-up, you can do down forward 1-4, which will put you
1-4.
into your staff stance at +6. And if you prefer the Merengue stance, you can do down forward 1-1, which puts you in at +8. For 14 frames, she's got monkey scratches. The command for this is forward 1+2, 1+2, 3+4. Not much to say here other than the fact that it wall stuns, and I just love how this combo looks. For 15 frames, Miary's got a standard down forward 2 launcher,
Okay, she got
albeit
down forward
with very
2.
limited range. A hop kick on up forward 4-4 that will auto tornado, or if you'd rather have a heat engager, you can use 1+2. For anything that pushes you out but has more than 18 frames of recovery, she can use forward 3+4 2. And finally for 19 frames, she has horns
Down
on
1+2.
1+2. This is also really good for hitting grounded opponents. For while standing punishes, she's got while standing
Rising
4
4.
as her standard 11 frame while standing punish, which leaves her at +7 on hit. While standing 1-4 is her 13 frame punish that gives you a heat engager. And for 15 frames, she has a standard 15 frame while standing 2 launch punish, or while standing 1+2 for a heat engaging punish. Now, let's put all this together for some sample combos using a handful of Miary's combo
She might be
starters.
cool. I'm gonna play with her. I don't know how it's gonna be playing against her, but I'm rocking with her. That's got a lot of range. What was that on this bow 2? That's got a whole lot of range. I got something
And
to
that's
flip him
Miary
over.
Zo in Tekken 8. Thanks as always to Alex for walking me through the character, to Bandai Namco for the opportunity for the early look, and a big thank you to anyone that's watching this. I really appreciate people
Okay. So she looks
mid-hitting
like,
homing attack that is safe on block at -9.
it seems like she might be okay. Um, she got a lot of well, it seems like her move set is linear, but she does have some options to stop you from sidestepping and sidewalking. I think it was like, what was it, four or three? Seemed like a quick kick that stops it. From what it seemed like in the heat, there was a looked like a safe mid that stops the sidestep. But she might be alright. I guess we kinda tell once you start playing with her. But I think I'm gonna play with her. Let me go back to this trying to see where it was for her best moves. Where was it? I guess it was in this area.
Aging string that's -9 on the first hit and -6 on the second. The second hit is high and can be ducked, but Miary Zo can also use 3-1, which hits mid. It isn't a true mix-up though, and can be fuzzy guarded by tapping down back. And also be aware that it is jab punishable at -10. However, this string also has a third follow-up hit on 3-1-2. The third hit is -14, so you're taking a bit of a gamble that they'll try to jab punish the second hit. 1+2 is a 15-frame heat engager that is safe on block at -9. While it is 2 hits that are mid and high, the first hit jails, so you aren't able to duck and punish the second hit. It will catch sidewalk and sidestep right, but is easily sidesteppable and sidewalkable to the left.
Yeah, so from what he's saying, like most of her stuff is linear. So I guess you kind of want to be looking always sidestep left, and but the one move was it the forward while running, I think it was 1-2 or 2-1, something like that. Said it's hard to step it to the left. So it might be all right. We'll see. They did they did do a good job with Bakaram and Armor King as far as stuff not being like too broken. The game still needs to be toned down and balanced better. But those, if she's like those two characters, she should be all right. And from just from looking at this, she will probably be strong, but I don't know if I could say she'll be broken. Now the heat moves, I don't know. He didn't really show much of that. But I know that move with like the lemur tail, that looks like,
Employs a variety of techniques inspired by African martial arts, and also a handful of
yeah,
spirit animal based attacks. She's got a
that
spirit
covers the
staff that she can
sidestep.
swing and incorporate into her combos, a few stance transitions to mix opponents up with, and some especially cool tricks that she can do by the wall as well. She was described to me as a character that excels at close distance, is designed to be easy for newcomers to pick up, but also
Which
has
I
a
know
very
they
linear
had, some
offense.
people had some matches. Let me look for those. I ain't gonna look through like all of them though. You know, somebody had some matches they put up. I don't know. Oh, pocket fight. I might have to look for those later. Some people got the whole move set up, but I don't want to sit there and look through somebody's whole video. All right, well, I guess that's all I'll look at. She'll be out in a couple days. But yeah, from what I see, she doesn't seem like she's going to be broken, but some stuff might be annoying. The 1+2 with that gelling, I don't like that, and it seems like it's kind of fast.
All combos from
I'm
angles
not into that stuff like that. All these moves gelling. Here it is, a 4 forward.
can be hit confirmed into a heat engager, or a plus on block more 1+2 to keep your turn, or any of her other moves out of the stance. Even without transitioning into the stance, you're
Yeah, the
still
fact that
+1.
gels
On
is
hit, it will
crazy.
knock down, giving you a free follow-up with more 2.
I guess it's like
Or if you decide not to
it
transition
is
into
like
stance,
Azucena's
you can do down 1+2. Like most running moves,
was it
it's sidesteppable in both
4-2 or
directions,
whatever it
though
is.
it is a bit harder to step to the left. While standing 3 is a 20 frame attack that
And
is
then I
+4
guess
on
you
block,
could do
and
like
on hit,
how did you supposed to do Azucena's running 4-2 before they passed it, sidestep left and duck. So I guess you can take the same principle with her, but it seemed like if you go ahead and sidewalk it, you can avoid it completely. So she might not be broken. When she gets on the staff, that could possibly be annoying depending on how safe. Because some of the moves it was showing, she was like +6. So some of it you might be able to jab her out of it, um, to stop it. Because high at +6, if it's a 13 frame jab, seems like it's similar to Yoshimitsu when he goes into the dragonfly, and you can jab low or duck. But if you try to do something at a high or mid, um, that jab into what was it, like 3+4, seems like you can seems like you might be able to stop somebody from
stance is
jabbing.
her spear stance, called Baobab Mihira, which can be entered by pressing 3+4, or by connecting with certain moves and strings, which, again, we'll cover in a bit. Her first move is Bao 1, which is just a quick high-hitting jab attack that's 13 frames and +4 on block. She has a follow-up on Bao 1-4,
1-4.
which has her coming down in a cartwheel attack for 2 mid hits that are safe on block at -5. On hit, it's a natural combo
Yeah,
that knocks down and leaves you at +24.
same type of thing Yoshimitsu has with the dragonfly. Okay. Well, we'll see Tuesday, December 2nd. See what she like. Um, Probably just practice and maybe the next day. Or I might see how what time it'll update and possibly jump online with her. But I like to practice a little bit before I do that.